Email plus how he wanted to produce a movie of Tom Wolfe's A Man in Full. With the Kominsky Method Season 3 now streaming on Netflix, I recently sat down with Michael Douglas to talk about making the final season of his award-winning show. If you've never seen the Kominsky Method, the extremely well-made series hails from The Big Bang Theory and Mum creator Chuck Lorre, and it's not at all what you might expect. Instead of a laugh track or characters performing in front of a live studio audience, the Kominsky Method is a single-camera series about people navigating their later years in Los Angeles. The Kominsky Method Season 3 also stars Sarah Baker, Paul Reiser, Kathleen Turner, Lisa Edelstein, Emily Osment, Graham Rogers and Haley Joel Osment. While the entire cast is excellent, the main reason I'm such a fan of the series is Chuck Lorre's writing. Unlike other shows he's involved with, Lorre writes every Kominsky Method script on his own, and each episode manages to find humor in uncomfortable situations. In addition, he writes about subject matter most shows avoid, like what happens when you get older and long-time friends die. If you've never seen an episode, it's absolutely worth your time. During my interview with Michael Douglas, he talked about why he loves Lorre's writing, why he didn't think they could start off Season 3 with the death of his friend Norman Newlander, Alan Arkin, why he never directed movies, wanting to produce Tom Wolfe's A Man in Full, and what he remembers about making the game with David Fincher. Check out what Michael Douglas had to say in the player above, and below is exactly what we talked about, followed by the Kominsky Method Season 3 synopsis. Michael Douglas, what does he remember about making David Fincher's The Game, and did he struggle with how many takes he had to do? Did he ever try to produce something that he couldn't get made? Reveals he had an option on Tom Wolfe's A Man in Full. Did he ever think about directing more after helming an episode of The Streets of San Francisco in the 70s? Chuck Lorre's fantastic scripts. Did he have any say on what his character says when talking about acting? Here's the synopsis for the Kominsky Method Season 3. Sandy Kominsky, Michael Douglas, has to navigate what aging looks like without his longtime friend Norman Newlander, Alan Arkin, by his side in the final season of the Kominsky Method. Life only becomes more complicated with the arrival of Sandy's ex-wife Ros Valander, Kathleen Turner. The pair's famously volatile relationship is further inflamed when she comes to LA to spend time with their daughter Mindy, Sarah Baker, and her boyfriend Martin, Paul Reiser. This season of the Kominsky Method deals with money, death, love, murder, and dreams coming true. In other words, the usual. Lisa Edelstein, Emily Osment, Graham Rogers and Haley Joel Osment reprise their guest starring roles.